Hey everyone, welcome to Brad's Gadgets. Today I've got the Insta360 X3 camera, and we're going to go through the top 10 reasons why you need this camera in your camera bag. So the first reason that you're going to want the Insta360 X3 is because of the 360 degrees by 360 degrees video capability in 5.7K resolution. Check this out. So you can put this camera right on the selfie stick. You stick it out and just start recording. You can reframe it later. What does reframing mean? It means that it's capturing video in 360 degrees by 360 degrees, and later on in the software you can go in and edit what angle you want to look at, or you can track an object and have these impossible looking shots. And no other action cam is going to come close to that unless it's a 360 degree camera. Second reason why you're going to want the Insta360 X3 is the dual 4K lenses. Okay, so you can switch between them with the push of this button right here. These are dual half-inch 48 megapixel sensors in each lens. They shoot crystal clear video in 4K, 3.6K, 2.7K, and 1080p, whatever mode you choose to shoot in. Reason number 3, photos. You can take 72 megapixel 360 degree photos, which I'll show you inside the Insta360 app. Reason number 4, the 2.29 inch touchscreen. The previous version of this camera had this little circular screen that was hard to see, and if you're like me, you need glasses. This screen is 10 times better than the previous iteration of this camera. So the 1R and the 1RS have a tiny little screen too, and it's really hard to see a lot of the stuff on there. Just very small, whereas this one, it's way bigger and way easier to see. Okay, reason number 5, the invisible selfie stick. When you're taking your 360 degree shots, it's going to stitch them together between the two lenses. This is hidden in the stitch line. So on your selfie stick, it doesn't take a magical selfie stick for this. It can be used, any of them, as long as they're thin enough, and it'll disappear out of your shots, and I'll show you what I mean. Take a look at my hand in this shot. You can barely see that I'm holding a selfie stick. The rest of it has disappeared. Number 6, flow state stabilization. With this mode on, your roughest ride is going to look absolutely smooth. It's really amazing how this turns out, no matter what activities you're doing. You just shoot your video on the go, and the camera will stabilize it. If you want to remove the stabilization, you can in the app later on. Check this out. First is with stabilization off. Now with stabilization on. What a difference. And here's another comparison. With flow state off, this footage makes me dizzy. But watch this. Number 7, the 360-degree horizon lock. If you're into extreme sport or just filming a ride on a mountain bike, doing flips on the ski slope, the horizon is going to remain level. Now, if you watch this clip, if you can't tell, you can see my hand turning the camera around. And the only clue that gives us away is some lens flare from the angle of the sun and the stitch line that I didn't calibrate at the time. So you can see where I'll turn that camera around. Reason number 8, 8K time lapse. Not only can you do a time lapse, but you can turn it into a hyperlapse by reframing the footage afterwards. Now this is the exact same clip, but it's reframed to show 360 degrees, so you can technically do a 360 degree time lapse. Number 9, loop recording. Well, you can use it like a dash cam, either on your motorcycle, car, whatever. And this is going to record 360 degree by 360 degree video. And if you don't need any of the footage, if you travel to your destination without any events, it's just going to keep recording over the old footage. But if you do need something, you can stop the recording and retrieve it off your camera. Whew, number 10. This is a tough toss-up. Being waterproofed at 33 feet, as is, without a dive case. Just the way it is, as long as all your little doors are closed, right? Then this thing is waterproofed at 33 feet, which is fantastic. You don't need to buy a dive case or anything. Previous versions of this camera, or like the 1R, they said it was waterproof, but more times than not, I've seen people complaining on forums that water got into their camera and ruined it. However, I have yet to see that on this one. But just to be safe, make sure you check other videos and what other people are saying before you take yours into the water. I'm always a little leery about that. And I've usually bought a dive case for my GoPros and stuff like that. There's many more cool reasons to have one of these in your camera bag. But for me, the biggest one of all is all 10 of these reasons, really. It does everything. The 360 degree, the 4K, even the microphone doesn't sound too bad. All right, so I'm about arm's length away from the camera, and this is what my voice sounds like directly to the microphones on board the X3. It's actually not that bad compared to other built-in microphones on cameras. And I'm usually pretty harsh on the onboard microphones. Okay, so why would you want this in your camera bag? Duh, it pretty much replaces all my other cameras and equipment. The fact that you can switch between the two lenses or go into 360 degree mode without having to disassemble this camera, that's pretty impressive. Let me show you how you switch from 360 degrees to 4K on the Insta360 1R. That's right, you have to disassemble the whole thing, put it back together, power it up, start shooting again. Not so with this camera. What are the cons of this camera? I'm not really doing a review. I was doing the top 10 best features of this camera, but I figured, what are some cons that I can come up with? And right now I don't have any. I really don't. Other than the fact that in order to record microphone right into this camera, I need a adapter that you can buy right from Insta360. It plugs into the side, and then I would have to plug my Rode Wireless Go into it or my DJI mic. So I'd like the option to Bluetooth into it. I did try the Insta mic, figuring I might be able to redeem it by pairing it to the Insta360 X3, but the footage was just as horrible as my last video for the Insta mic. So sorry, Insta mic. The lenses are not removable, so if you scratch them, you're really limiting yourself. So I would recommend buying the OEM Insta360 sticky lens guards for them. Why the OEM ones? Because they work the best. They'll always work the best. The third-party ones, I've bought them for my other cameras, and I get this weird fisheye look out of the footage. I get lens flare. I get a fly flying in front of me. And so you want to protect those lenses, okay? Myself, I also purchased the Instacare. So if I do drop it and I break a lens, I can send it in and they'll get me they'll either fix it or send me a replacement. And that's not bad. It was, for the price of it, I mean, it's worth it for a lens alone. But that's the only downside I have of this camera. I don't really have anything bad to say about it at all. Even the price point is more than fair, I think, because you're going to pay the same amount of money for the GoPro Hero 11, which isn't 360 degrees. Same with the Osmo Action 3. It's not a 360 degree camera, but the price is pretty close. So, as usual, I'm not being paid to say good things about this camera. I wasn't given one of these cameras. I wasn't even loaned one of these. I bought this with my own money on release day. That being said, I'm pretty unbiased in my view on this camera, I think. I truly think it is worth the money. So in conclusion, I've got to say that this camera is the best bang for your buck. If you're in the market for a camera, 360 degree camera, even a 4K action camera, spend the extra money and get yourself one of these. I'm never going to tire of playing with all the functions that this thing can do. Yeah, so if you're in the market for an action cam, this thing is small, it's compact, it comes with its own little case, which is not a bad case. It's like a neoprene material. On the bottom you got a 1/4-20 mount, so it'll thread on to most standard selfie sticks or tripods. Best thing is, you don't have to be a technical guru to use all the features. The app has tutorials, video tutorials on how to get some really cool shots and have a lot of fun with this camera. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll answer everything that gets posted there. I hope you learned something from this video. Maybe it helped you decide to buy one of these and become creative in your own way. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. And as always, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.